Celtic Common Law in the Cradle of the Celts of Atlantic Europe was the title of a presentation in the 2019 Bangor 16 International Congress of Celtic Studies in Wales by Dr. Joan Evans from the Our University and me, Dr. Andre Pena from the City Council in Naron. Let's make a review now. Well, thanking the presence of the audience there, before entering into matter with institutional ethnoarchaeology, we showed as a meditation the approach given to two great exhibitions of the Celts, celebrated 25 years apart. There is an abyss, we will say, of obscurantist between A and B. A, the year 1991, when opening in the Palazzo Grassi of the Grand Canal in Venice, 24 March to 8 December, the exhibition I Celti, la prima Europa, the Celts, the first Europe, one of the curators, Beatrice Cruta, paid deep tribute to the Celtic civilization, first constructor of Europe. And B, the year 2015, when a curator, opening on September the 24th, the great exhibition at the British Museum, Celts, Art and Identity, open until January 31, 2016, explained to the BBC the Celts do not exist. They are construct of the archaeologist, a brand image like Coca-Cola or like Volkswagen. Well, Celts of insular and continental Europe, far from being an invented brand image, not only share, all of them, a common institutional reality, effective like the Volkswagen engines and solid like the bottles of Coca-Cola, the Celtic Common Law. Brand image, funny, isn't it? The stuff that some call the Celtic fringe is not limited to music, to myths, to legends, to language, to art and crafts. On the contrary, sinking its roots in the Neolithic, the Celtic, the first civilization of Europe, above any other consideration, is constituted in a common jurisdictional, social, political, and religious structure. So, any theory of population dynamics is alien to the institutional framework in which we are going to move. We don't care if a dynamic conceives a climatic refugee in the Celtic Atlantic Iberia, in Turkey, in Poland, or in Madagascar, whatever. If the ice glacial advance forced the Paleolithic Europeans to seek shelter from climate in places such as the Atlantic land's end of northwest Iberia, Finisterre, the end of the land, or if the subsequent climate change and ice retreat allow the people settled for such a long period in the Atlantic coast of Iberia to return to Central Europe. Thousands of years before the arrival, already in historical times, not of the Celts precisely, but of the Iberians, yes, the Iberians, to the east of the Ebro River. Or the arrival of the Basques The Basques, also in historical times from Aquitania to the ancient lands of the Celts, Bárdulos, Caristios, Autrigones, and Verones, in the final Bronze Age or in the Iron Age, they arrive. They are not the original population of Spain. An Indo-European language, Xavier Ballester, that is to say, a language alien to Europe, like the Etruscans. In Europe, all the languages are European languages. They come from the East, from outside Europe. Well, we are not going to get into the question of whether these people, probably, we're talking about the Celts now, probably left by sea from Galicia and northern Portugal, first over Ireland, migrated to Britain from Ireland, after arriving to Ireland from Spain. As I point out, moving later into the continent through the ice-free English Channel. Yeah, the Doggerland, isn't it? We won't be dealing with the Irish foundational myths either. The legends of the arrival across the ocean from Brigantia, Coruña, Galicia, of the Gaels to Ireland, and the foundation in memory of the abandoned home by the Galician emerging of Donegal, or the legends of Coidal Glass, Latinized as Gaeteros, and Scotta, long time installed after wandering for many years in the northwest of the Iberian Peninsula in Brigantia, Coruña. Last stop also of the stone before leaving for Scotland. To be a king of England or the British Empire, you need to say, well, a king from Scotland, you need to sit on this stone. And in the center, you can see the translation of the stone from La Coruña to Scotland. It's a legend. But behind the legends, there is something, I suppose. In any case, aware that archaeology alone cannot reveal to us a single institution of prehistory, we are also not interested in seeking a fossil director of the dynamics of the great Celtic migration. It's not necessary. A fossil director as dissemination beyond the Galician epicenter from the Atlantic northwest of the Iberian Peninsula. See the red color too. Of such elements as the cap and rings and labyrinth petroglyphs. The oldest ones are in Galicia, as you know, the most ancient ones. And we point out, lastly, that it is secondary to the subject at hand, the question of the origin of the common ancient Celtic, a shared language by the Celts of Atlantic Europe. Common ancient Celtic. The Atlantic is the cradle of the language of the Celtic, Q Celt. A language created already in the Neolithic or in the Chalcolithic according to one or the other. Ballester, Untermann, Moralejo, Omnes, Pena, Losada Badia, Koch, etc. Anyway, it's a language originated in the Atlantic. Of course, the underground is it's an Indo-European language.